Alright, so here goes the next lesson 8 still. This is going to be part 2 of lesson 8 because we're still talking about the charts. Alright, so I want y'all to get some notes. I want y'all to write this down. I want y'all to remember these sayings. Alright? The market moves, write this down, the market moves like a river through supply and demand, and all rivers go to a bank. I'll say that again. The market moves like a river through supply and demand. All rivers go to a bank. Alright, so what I mean by that? Alright, so just take from this yellow line right here. Every time you see supply and demand, you should already know what supply, you should know what demand is. Alright? If you got a lot of supply and low demand, then the price value is going to drop. If you got a lot of demand and the supply is low, the price value is going to rise. Like I said, if you're the only person who has a mask in the world and you have 500 of them, the value for those masks is going to be really high right now because it's a low supply but a very, very high demand. You feel me? So, every time you see, now you know all the blue candles go up, all the orange candles go down. Every time you see at least 3 or more hits, candles in one section, is usually a hit. So, we take here. Market moves like a river through supply and demand. Look, see this blue hit? Supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand. So those on the here. Supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand. And all rivers go to a bank. When the market was here at this point, this bank up here where this red line is at, the next destination for that was down here. You don't know where it's going, but if you watch it, that's what it end up doing. Supply, demand. See supply hit, higher demand. Supply, demand, supply, demand. All until we got to this bank. It's like a river, it's going somewhere. So you just gotta watch it. And it moves through supply and demand. I'm gonna put these indicators on fractals. For those who don't know what a fractal is, it's like the middle point. If you take your hands and put them together, your middle finger is a fractal point. The 2 fingers to the left is going down, the 2 fingers to the right is going down. That's a fractal. It's the midpoint. So here, these triangles, these are fractals. If you look, 2 candles to the left going down, to the right going down. This was the midpoint. It's a fractal. If you look, boom, supply, demand, 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 supply, demand. That's all the market does, and it's going to a bank. Alright? So just write that down. Market moves like a river with supply and demand, and all rivers go to a bank. So it's going somewhere, and once it gets there, it's going to turn the other way. Right here, we're going to supply. Came all the way down here to this point, and then boom, it's going the other way now. Supply. It goes to demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply. You know? And if it usually ranges like that, it causes consolidation. You know, they only can make up their mind where to go to next. So it's either going to take off and come back down this way, or it's going to come back up that way. So you look, it's in all markets. All market does. Supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, supply, demand, supply, demand. supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand. See, that's more three. You see more than 3 colors in this in this whole ordeal. Supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand. All right. Supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand. All right. So I want to get y'all practicing seeing the supplies. Supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand. All right. That's all market does, and it's going somewhere. Supply, demand. Here goes what the bank was going to. Now it's going back up. Supply and demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply. It's going back up. All markets move through supply like a river through supply and demand. All rivers go to a bank. It's going somewhere. All right, so you don't have to try to predict the market. Let it tell you what it's doing. You take advantage on the movements, and I'm gonna tell you which movements to take advantage of, and a system that captures these great movements. All right, so that's it for the first video. I want y'all to just learn what supply and demand is, and learn a little basic knowledge of how the markets move. In the next video, we're gonna get in a little bit deeper.